Okay, today's assignment is going to be to complete that guided class practice. We're going to work on 103A together, and I want you to complete 103B on your own. Okay, so we're going to jump through, start with number 1. The children in room A scored 8 points less than the children in room B. If the children in room B scored 12 points, how many points did the children in room A score? So I'm going to underline my question. How many points did the children in room A score? And I'm going to bracket my information. So room A scored 8 points less than children in room B. I'm going to circle that word less. That's a good key word. That's going to tell me that that is the difference. Okay, that's going to come into big play over here. And the children in room B scored 12 points. So if room A scored less points, then I know they're going to be a smaller number. I'm going to put them with the smaller box, okay? And the difference from room B is what? 8 points. So that number goes in my difference. So we know that room B has the most amount because they're the bigger number. And they scored how many points? They scored 12 points. Okay, so they have 12 points. The difference is 8 points. So now I'm going to do subtraction to figure out how many points room A got. So I'm going to work backwards, okay? So I have 12. I'm going to subtract. This is my difference. Okay, so 12 minus 8. What is 12 minus 8? 12 minus 8 is 4. Okay, so the question is, everyone always go back to the question and see if our answer answers it. How many points did the children in room A score? So I'm going to answer. I want to make sure points is what I answer in because that's what it's asking for. And then my number sentence is going to go in that same way where my answer answers this question. So 12 points, and I'm just going to do PTS, minus 8 points equals 4 points. Does 4 points answer my question of how many points did the children in room A score? Yeah, it does. And so I'm going to put my answer here. Okay, number 2, trace the parallel line segments using a red crayon. I'm going to use a red marker. That's what I have on hand. We're flexible. You're not going to want to do, probably not marker because it's going to bleed over on the other side. Okay, remember parallel lines will never do what? Parallel lines will never touch. So which of these lines will never touch? Well, I see these ones are crossing here and here, here and here and here. So I know these 2 lines are out, but these ones right here are right against each other. That's what we call parallel. They're never going to touch. They're not angled in a different way. Okay, so those are our parallel lines. Number 3, write 548,156 using words. In your math folder, I showed you this in one of the other lessons. Right here, kind of crowded in my working space to show you this. Okay, so if you open up your folder, let's see, we'll zoom out. Okay, on the left hand side, how am I going to show you this? Sorry. There you go. Okay, you have your number words on the left hand side and that flap right on the front. Okay, use that to help you. Refocus here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so 548,156. So I'm going to write 100, 500, just as I would if it weren't in the thousands. 540-8. And just like we do in our digits, we need to add that comma. Oh, I need to write 1,000 and then write a comma. Sorry about that. 1,000. Jumping ahead of myself. And then that comma. 156. Dash 6. Okay, so that's how I would write that number. Now, we worked through this one together, and I want to make sure that that is not a comma. That's just my T. I turned that into a T, self-corrected. On the back, use your folder to help you write those, okay? And remember, with those 2-digit numbers, we're going to add that dash in between. Okay, write 12,630 using digits. Well, I see 12,000, so I know I'm going to write the number 12 and add my comma, 630. Okay. Find the products. Remember, I'm jumping to number 4. Find the products. Products is a fancy word for answers of a multiplication problem. We had gone over those a few times, but the product is the answer of a multiplication problem. What is a product? It is the answer in a multiplication problem. So 38 times 1,000. I'm going to write my 38, comma, and my 3 zeros. I'm going to bring those 3 zeros over just like we did in that lesson just now. Next one, 60 times 100. I'm going to write my 60. How many zeros am I going to bring over? 2. 60 times 100 is 6,000. Okay. Now we're going to use the graph to answer the questions. And one key piece I need you to pay attention to is our key. Get it? Key piece? Who picked up on it? Okay, so 1 rectangle equals how many books? 2. So don't get confused on that. Don't count by ones. We're going to count by how many? 2s. Okay, so how many books did Alicia read? So here's Alicia, and we're counting by what? 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. How many books? 8. How many more books did Alicia read than Shantae? Okay, so first let's see what Shantae read. 2, 4, 6. Okay, but I'm also going to line these up, circle what's left. Is it 1 book? It is 1 book, but 1 rectangular book equals how many? 2. So it's actually 2 more. Now we can find that out 2 ways, and I tried to show you a little bit earlier when we counted it. So we know that Alicia read 8, and then we just counted 2, 4, 6. You could do 8 minus 6, and that also equals 2. Or you can do the pair and circle, which gives us 1 more rectangle, but we know that rectangle equals 2 books. Either way is just fine. And how many books did Michelle read? Let's count. 2, 4, 6. Oh, this is a half of a book. So what would that be? Half of 2 is 1. Good. So 2, 4, 6. Add 1 more. 7. Okay. Last but not least. Ooh, I'm gonna make like this like a fun little cloud because it's so important to check subtraction answers by adding. Okay, so we're gonna start with subtraction. You guys know how to do this. We're going to borrow because can't take 4 from 0. 10 minus 4 is 6. 4 minus 8, can't do it. Got to borrow. 14 minus 8, 6. And 6 minus 2. 4. Okay, so I'm going to take these two numbers. What do I need to do with them? Add them. Let's see if it works out. 4 plus 6 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, does this number equal that same number we started with? Yes, it does. It works. It works. Okay. I am going to start by just carrying. I see that I cannot take 8 from 0. So I ended up borrowing 100 to make these 10 hundreds and making that 9 and borrowing it to make 10 ones. Okay, so 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 1 is 8. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay. Now, let's add them up. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is, try that again. I just gave you the answer. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 8 is 10. I'm going to carry that 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, does this number equal the same? Yes, it does. Yay. Okay, and now we're just going to add these ones. Remember, I got to carry that decimal down. So I want to make sure I don't lose that decimal. That's going to be important to keep the value. All right, 1 plus 6 is 7. 8 plus 4 is 12. And I'm going to carry my 1. That made some of that change turn into $1. Okay, but I made sure I already brought down my decimal point. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 7 is 16. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. Bring down my comma. 3 plus 8 is 11. 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, and I need to bring down my $sign. So the answer here, can you guys say it? $31,865.27. All right, I would like you to complete side B by yourselves. Let me know if you guys have any questions.